Hello, my lovelies. It's she here from Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another channeled message. I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance as always. I just pulled a message about us burning through karma, especially around love. I want to dive deeper into this karma that you're burning away. Oh, false person just flipped out, but it fell onto the ground. My nose is itching. Ooh. Specifically, the right side of my nose is itching. So we have feminine and masculine energy here. Ooh. So on the more masculine side of this energy we have the thought, like a process, a legacy, a technology, something that is evolving here. Something that needs to evolve in the masculine collective or within your own personal masculine collective. There is a contract here with this courthouse. Okay? And there are concerns here that you are ignoring. There is a concern of what legacy you will leave behind. The foundation that you are laying right now is going to set up the legacy that you leave behind. We are creating our future with every step that we take today in the present. And Spirit is wanting you to make those very clear and decisive steps, actionary steps, every day towards the future that you really want to manifest. Whether they be big or whether they be small, but they are actions, steps every day towards the true life, the true legacy that you want to leave behind. If you know what it is, then you should be working towards it. You have a contract to learn about, to learn from your past, to not just know what you don't want to leave behind, but to know, okay, so if I don't want to leave this behind, if I don't want to create a legacy that looks like this, if I know that I come from a family that deals with this, or deals with addictions, or deals with codependency, or chooses karmic lovers, or does this, or does that, whatever it is, I know I don't want to go there. So I need to figure out what I do. So based on what I know I don't want, I know I do want to go this way, and I need to be making steps towards that every day. I need to be having discipline in my life towards a clear, focused goal. That is the karma in your masculine energy that you are trying to overcome. This indecisiveness, this, oh, I want to do this. Oh, but I'll put it off. I'll do it next week, but I'll do it Wednesday. But it's Monday. I'll do it Wednesday. Wednesday comes. Oh, I'll do it Saturday. Saturday comes. Oh, this came up or that came up. I'll do it next week. It's this kind of energy. It's, oh, I have this goal. I want to start this business, but you never start researching. You never start getting the permits that you need. You never start getting, gathering up the supplies. Or maybe you're like, oh, I want to do this. And you start gathering up the supplies, but you never follow through with making the product, or you never follow through with launching that website, or you never follow through with, I get stuck in the, oh, I know I want to dream. I want to dream. I want to dream. But where is the bringing that dream down into action, into the reality? Where is the steps that you are making towards manifesting that dream? And I'm not saying that this is about everything, right? But there could be a very certain thing in your life that is a life goal or a legacy, or, it's like, I want to have a family that looks like this. I want to have a marriage that looks like this. I want my kids to have these opportunities. I want to create, a business or a legacy that looks like this. Okay, what are the practical steps that you're making today, tomorrow, next week, continual steps towards that, reaching that goal? How are you using your will and your masculine energy to pull it from imagination into reality? And you're letting the concerns of what has not been, or what is not yet and what has been, stopping you. But what about this? But what about that? But I can't this. But I can't that. You're letting those things stop you. Right? And you're falling short of what you really want and the progress that you really want to that you really want to make here. Ishtar, inner learnings, follow your heart and the truth prevails. You know the truth that you want to manifest into being. So make the steps. Take those steps. Ishtar is a very ancient goddess that is about duality. She is the goddess of war and love. She is the feminine goddess that also embodies masculine energy. Because if she embodies war, she also embodies love. So she represents this transitional duality that exists within people. She represents both sides of our spectrum. She represents the fluidity of the energy, the fluidity of gender, the fluidity of how all of us have to walk in both our masculine and feminine energy, not just one or the other. That there will be times in our life that there will be a flow in our life where we flow easily back and forth between each. But we can only do that when we release the shadow energy that is repelling us from stepping into both those energies. When we heal, we can step into fluidly going back and forth between both of those. When we can both hold anger, and compassion and sweetness and nurturing and understanding at the same time. When we can hold strength in both masculine and feminine ways within ourselves. Ishtar is here to tell you to step up and to understand the power that comes in the fluidity of the duality of your soul. Okay. Come through with the powerful messages, Ishtar. Okay. The gifted one, revealing hidden talents. Did you see how that just slid off as I was like turning this over and it revealed this? Paul the Venusian. There is a kind of duality of both very kind of traditional masculine energy and more feminine masculine energy that Spirit is asking you to have in both your feminine and masculine. That within the feminine and masculine there is some masculine. That within the feminine there is some masculine. Within the masculine there is some feminine. And you should be able to flow easily. That's how they flow easily within each other, because there is this acceptance and there is this, I see myself in you. I see some of myself in you. I identify and I can empathize with with myself that I see in you, which is why we flow so easily into each other. So there is this need to bring this kind of healing feminine energy into your masculine energy that will allow your masculine energy to flow into its true energy. Okay. Revealing hidden talents, opportunities to shine. Exactly. You actually have a very strong, powerful masculine energy within you. That's this very driven, business, savvy, disciplined side of you that can come out, but it is being restricted. But it could be being restricted in shadow or in wounding. Maybe perhaps you've been wounded by masculines, and so there is this internal rejection of the masculine energy. Maybe perhaps you might have had someone in your life that embodied a very toxic kind of like a shadow masculine energy. And so there is this own internal rejection of your own shadow, of your own masculine energy. And perhaps maybe you feel the most example, like the example that you were given of masculine energy was the shadow version of masculine energy. And so you're like, well, this is the only way I know how to manifest my masculine energy is in shadow form. It's the only example of masculine energy I've ever seen. Which is why Spirit is telling you to bring some of that fluidity into your masculine energy, to bring some of that duality within your masculine energy, to bring out the feminine within your masculine energy so that it can be healed, so that it can be nurtured, and so that it can fully feel safe to step up and to emerge as the true divine masculine energy within you. Ooh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Are you ready to move on to the feminine energy? Yes. Okay, so we have the feminine energy here about sensitivity, intuition, awareness. And we have the 3 here for the Empress as well. Ooh. There is a victim energy and as well as a poverty mindset here inside of your inside of your sacred feminine energy. A wounding here inside of your faking a sacred feminine energy. That's that mask, right? What's underneath this mask, this mask of a falsity that you're flinging away? Look, there is a message here of how to actually relieve. Your sacred feminine actually holds a message here of how to relieve this poverty mindset within you, how to align yourself with an abundance mindset around who and what you decide to partner up with, who and what you decide to build with, and not just the people, the places, but all, not just the people, not just the lovers, but the friends, the family, the locations, the thought processes that you decide to allow to nurture and grow and give energy to. What you give energy to, what you choose to grow inside of you. That you have been taught here to grow this poverty mindset within you. It's a lack energy within you. I focus on what's wrong with the world. I focus on the things about me I wish were different. I focus on the negativity of things. I focus on the lack instead of focusing on the things that I do have and showing gratitude for the things that I do have and being able to see that the more I concentrate on what I have that I do love, the more of that and the more of what I love will flow into my life. I concentrate on my lack of love, or I concentrate on what I lack. I concentrate on the fact that my bank account doesn't look the way that I want it to, or my love life doesn't feel the way that I want it to, or the relationships that I have with my friends and family aren't ideal and aren't what I want them to be. Right? And the combination between that and this lack of action that manifests in your masculine, right? Because it's like, oh, well, I have this lack. And then you turn to your masculine side, like, what are we going to do about it? And your masculine's like, I don't have a plan. I don't know how to go. I'm not moving forward. I'm not doing this. I don't feel comfortable walking forward. I don't feel comfortable stepping into my masculine energy to make a plan to change what I don't like. So I sit in this energy of I'm unhappy. I can't step into my masculine energy to do something about it. And because I'm standing in my unhappiness, all I do is manifest more of this unhappiness or this issues, this problems. And the more that I concentrate on the issues and the problems, the more issues and the problems that I have. And the more that I have this issue or this problem, the more of it I have. And the more of it I see, the more of it, it's this negative feedback loop of the more of it I see, the more of it the more of it, oh my God, I have more and more and more of this that I don't like, that I don't like, that I don't like. And it clouds out all the things that you should be grateful for. It clouds out all of the things that Spirit is trying to tell you. Hey, your intuition is trying to come in here and tell you, hey, if you stop doing this and you do this, I can't talk about that right now. I'm just concentrating on all the things that I don't like. Please stop. Please stop concentrating. Please stop flowing your energy towards those things. It is this kind of like 3D mindset that we have. It's like, oh, if you concentrate on the things you don't like how can you change the things that you don't like if you don't concentrate on them? But in spirit, but this, we're talking about energy though. And in energy, what you focus on, right? Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Excuse me, stop. So your feminine energy is trying to tell you here is that I have been trying to tell you that what you are choosing to partner up with is what's causing this poverty mindset inside of you, this lack mentality within you. But you are not listening to this download. You are thinking that you know better than than the higher self is telling you. You are thinking that you know better. There's something there about that. And there is this kind of resentment or this type of judgment energy. Judgment towards yourself. I knew I should have done that. I knew I should have done this. My intuition came in, told me, cut this out, don't do that. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to do whatever I want. Don't tell me what to do. I'm going to sit here. If you're not unhappy, do something about it. I can't. My masculine energy won't come in, so I'm just going to sit here. And it's going to, and more of what I want is just going to pile up and pile up and pile up around me. And now, you know, it's so heavily piled up around me that I can't even see anything but things that I don't like. But I cannot call on my masculine energy because my masculine energy is wounded. And because all I see is things that I don't like, I cannot step into my feminine energy and heal this version of my masculine energy. Whew. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Look what they pulled. Again, duality. Again, there is this divine protection. I do not feel protected. I do not feel safe. I do not have the faith in myself or in the faith in the downloads that I'm getting. Right? It's because I'm asking for things to change and things keep not changing. And all I can concentrate on the thing. All I can concentrate is on how things aren't changing. And the less and less I believe the downloads that I'm getting because things aren't changing. But it's not because it's due to my lack of action. It's due to me not listening. It's due to me not having faith and trusting the process of what's happening around me. Synchronicity, divine connection, understanding lessons, exactly. I am blinded from the lessons that I'm being taught. And because I'm blinded from seeing those lessons, I have less and less faith in my intuition. I have less and less faith in the downloads. I have less and less faith in God. I have less and less faith that the universe is going to show up and is going to be there for me. Maybe I've prayed 1,000 times to fix this or heal this. But yet, when I get the intuitive hint that it's not going to heal, cut it off. Or you need to make a move. Well, no. Because I have not stepped in and healed the shadow side of my masculine that lets me say, oh, okay, I need to make something shake. I need to make something move. And these two are marrying those wounds back and forth to each other. And they are creating this feedback loop of keeping you locked into this trauma or locked into this unhealed state. We are tapped right here. Of course, we're talking about the karma. We're tapping into the parts. And I'm not saying that this is all you are. This is just a part of both of these feminine and masculine energies that are in shadow. right? Because we all have light and shadow in both our feminine and our masculine. And what I'm tapping into right now is the karma, is the shadow inside of both of these things. And you know, and of course, this is all on a scale. This doesn't have to affect everything in your life. For some of you, it's only affecting just one aspect of your life, or just a few aspects of your life. And for some of you, this wounding could be affecting every single aspect of your life, and every single relationship, in work, in love, in friendship, you know, in career, in chasing after your goals, in taking care of yourself and your body and your mentality. Let it resonate as it does for you. And if it doesn't resonate for you, let it go and let it be for somebody else. And there is also this internal like rejection, or there is this internal judgment of self. I knew I should. It's kind of like, I knew I should have done that. You know, it's like when, you know, you're like, oh, I should go ahead and do that, but I just don't have the strength. I just can't do it. Excuse me. I know my intuition is telling me that I should go ahead and do it. You know, I might have somebody telling me, hey, stop procrastinating, stop putting that off. And then I finally get to the place where I'm like, okay, you finally get to the place where you have to do that. And then you do it and you're like, I should have done this weeks ago. I should have done this hours ago. I should have just went ahead and did this. Why didn't I do it? Why do I put myself in this position? Why do I walk away? And that's that negative feedback loop of getting stuck in the shame, guilt, rejection cycle, right? Of the self. My higher self tells me I should do something. For some reason, I have resistance and I reject it. I put it off. I finally do it. But instead of being like, okay, I did it, so let's move on to the next thing. Let's have compassion and love for ourselves. Let's heal ourselves. Let's move on. It's, oh man, I knew it. I knew I should have done that. I knew, why do I always do this? Why do I always make that choice? You know, why do I always procrastinate on these things? Like, oh, why can't I just make myself do it? Like, why am I not enough? And then you're caught in that negative lack energy. I see lack. I see something that I lack within myself. And I self-sabotage and I amplify that lack. And then I define myself by that lack. And now I define every part or every facet of myself by that lack. Now I do not have enough energy to be the nurturing, loving, compassionate side of my feminine energy that I need to be to step in and heal the version. You know, I get stuck in that and no action from my masculine side comes in. My masculine side does not come in and provide the action that I need to say, okay, let's go, let's change it, let's do that, right? My masculine side is denying my inner knowing, and my inner knowing is denying stepping in and taking the action that would stop. You know, I get the download, I know, I send it over to action. And in that action, I learned that my inner knowing is right, is correct. Or I learn, okay, so maybe that came from my ego. Let me do it a different way. Now I get a new download. I do this, I do that. Okay, let me send it to action. I take action and I get feedback from it. And then that is the way I grow. That is the way that, you know, but it's like, no, my masculine shut down because I don't want to take action on it. And my feminine shut down because I get these downloads, but then I don't listen to it. And then I start judging myself. And then I start, you know, or maybe even for some, you know, it's like the self-hatred cycle or this guilt, shame cycle that you're stuck in. For some of you, it's holding on to the burdens and to the, you know, into this, like, for some of you too, especially if you are incarnated in a feminine body, or you identify as more like in the more feminine vessel, it could also be this kind of like, I can't trust the patriarchy. The patriarchy has pushed me down, you know, by the very definition of being defined as a woman. I can't do this and I can't do that, but I have this internal hatred that I feel that way. You know, I have this internalized misogyny that comes along with the paradigm of hundreds of years of the masculine energy, you know, not supporting me, you know, objectifying me. So I reject the masculine, and in turn the masculine rejects me. It's this kind of negative feedback loop that seems to be stuck in the like, for some of you, you're here working through the shadow energy of releasing this old paradigm of dividing dividing, like it needs to be divided. We can't work together. You know, there is power in our duality. There is power in having some masculine in our feminine, and then having some feminine in our masculine. No, they need to be separated. No. Instead of seeing that we are meant to be that way. It is this, well, women are bad because they do this and they do this, and I just don't get men because they do that and they do that, and all men are dogs and all women are whores, and you know, no, they're all gold diggers and none of us care. It's this very dividing energy, right? That's in the paradigm, that's in our mass consciousness of, instead of being like, well, you're different than me because we are meant to work together. You're meant to be different than me, right? I have my strengths, and what my strengths, you know, what my weaknesses are your strengths, and your weaknesses are my strengths. We come together and make a whole. The differences in us coming together actually makes us stronger instead of pushing us apart, or it should, right? That's what you should want in a partnership, right? And I'm not saying specifically, but I'm just talking about just right, the energy. Like how I said, you know, in times when our feminine can't, you know, isn't what we need, our masculine steps in and becomes, our masculine energy steps up and becomes what we need. When our feminine is exalted in a certain energy, our masculine steps up and says, well, it's a good thing that this is what the fuck I do. I don't know why, but I just heard that. My name is, you know, so it's like, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? You know, will the real divine masculine energy within me, will the real divine feminine energy within me please stand up? Will I allow and understand that the duality within me makes me stronger, not weaker? I do not have to divide. It's kind of almost this energy of working through this paradigm energy of dividing. Like the differences between us make us weaker. No, the diversity and the differences within us make us stronger. Just like how you want to have a diverse population, which adds to evolutionary, you know, which adds, you want a diverse population. You don't want too many people that you're, you know, in an area that are mating with each other to be too similar in DNA, right? The more diverse the population, the stronger, you know, the stronger bloodline falls out of it, right? And so that's what's kind of, sorry, I know I'm not saying this in the most scientifically accurate way, but that's kind of the energy here, is that it's like we need to heal this paradigm of divide and conquer, right? Because that's what it kind of is. It feels like this divide. Like if we keep these two sides of you separated, you do not have that sovereign energy within yourself to see that, no, I'm not. I'm a feminine energy. I'm not supposed to be strong the way a masculine energy is supposed to be strong. Like, that's okay. I have both feminine and masculine within me, and those things are balanced. My shadow energies within those are balanced. And my light energies within both of those are balanced between each other. Where I'm weak in my, not weak, I don't want to say weak in my feminine, because that's not it. It's like those energies have certain things that they are supposed to be good at. You know, our feminine energy it's not supposed to be good at the things that the masculine energies. And I'm not talking about gender, you guys, so please don't start getting triggered down. If you're being triggered, I'm not talking about that, okay? I'm talking about energy. There is a reason, right, that the masculine energy has the qualities that it has. Just like how the yin and yang makes a whole, and how there is some dark and light, and there is some light and dark in the yin yang sign. If you think about the yin yang sign, that's how you find balance. Like, there is dark, there is balance between masculine and feminine. There is feminine in the masculine, and there is masculine in the feminine. There's a little piece of each, and both. And it is in this duality that you find strength. It is within this pairing that you find true strength. And there is this kind of energy in your feminine energy where it's like, you're not like me, so you're weak. You're less than because you're not strong in the way that a man is strong. You know, women are emotional. Women have intuitions. Women have feelings. Yeah, I'm supposed to. I balance out you. I balance you out. I provide the deepness, the spirituality, the interconnection with the universe. You provide the roots that grow deeply into the earth, that ground, that create that legacy. We are supposed to work together. Just the same way the root systems of a tree and the branches of a tree mirror each other, but they work together to create a harmonious organism. You know, the root system isn't down there being like, look at the branches. They think they're so good because they're all up above ground and they have all these things growing out of them. Why do they look like that? Why do they do that? The branches aren't up there like, oh, we're up here in the air and we're so much better than the root system. What do they even do down there in the dirt? It's so gross and dirty. They're all down there in the dirt and it doesn't make any sense and they're so different from me. Like, what does that matter? Why is it that way? And that's what it's kind of like. It's like two versions of the same thing, just like being like, why aren't you like me? Why aren't you like me? Because the roots are meant to be the roots and they're meant to do what the roots do. And because the branches are meant to grow leaves and do what they do. You're not supposed to be the same. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to work and function in different ways. That's what you are meant to do. Your masculine energy is not supposed to be feminine energy. It's supposed to be masculine energy with a little bit of feminine in it to balance it out. Your feminine energy is not supposed to be masculine energy. And for some of you, there is something here about swapping, like there's some kind of like energy swap like that's going on here where it's just like, yeah, it's just like, why aren't you like this? Well, I'm not like that. Why are you like this? It's like this wounding that's in both of these energies here. And there is this like, this is the way to, like, for the masculine energy, it's like, this is the way to be strong. Well, I'm more like in the feminine energy, and it's like looking back at the masculine energy, and it's like, you want me to be you, but I'm not. You want me to be different than I am, well, I'm not. You want me to be more like you, but I'm not. I'm exalted. My energy is exalted in that. You know, my energy is lessened when I have to be more masculine, when I have to step up and I have to protect myself because masculine energy is not protecting me. I am at a weaker state. I am at a weaker state when I'm not being protected at the masculine. And you masculines are at a weaker state when you're all gung-ho and there is no let's chill, let's calm, let's go with the flow. But there is this, because this really like flows into this kind of paradigm that I feel like a lot of us are here healing, where it's like, oh, it's, you know, it's grind culture. It's, you know, pedal to the metal. Everybody should be out. Everybody, there is this lack of flow. There is this lack of retreat. There is this lack of, at least in the Western world, you know, at least in the American Western world, I'll say that, right? In the United States, Western world, there is this like, you don't need to vacation. You don't need to have sick time. You need to go to work and you need to grind it out and you need to have 6 different jobs and you need to have all this stuff and you need to have all this materialism and you need to consume all the time. And you don't need rest days. No, you don't need off time. No, you don't need sick time. And what little sick time that we do give you, well, if you take it, there might be penalty for you taking that. Having kids, no. Like, you're just going to take all this sick time and have to recover and have to, like, carry kids. And it's like, what do you want? What do you want us to do? You give us a system that really doesn't support, that you can't live off of only there being a only one parent household. So women have to go out, or some women want to, you know, it's not about that. But you don't keep us in the state where we can just be at home nurturing and taking care of the kids, because nobody can afford that, especially if you have kids. But you're punishing us for having children. But yet, if we don't have children, there will be no future. If we don't Like, where will you get future workers if we're not at home recovering our body and having children? But yet you make us and force us live in a world where it's not feasible for us to do that. So we have to come to work. But you don't want to give us the off time that we need to raise and recover our bodies and have our children. And not just that, but you don't want to give us the off time when we're sick. You don't want to give us the recovery time. You want to work us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then when we're burned out, you're like, what's this? The system is broken. It doesn't work that way. Humans don't work that way. And then when people reflect on that and they're just like, you don't care about us at all. Oh, nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work. No, nobody wants to work like that. Nobody wants to work like a freaking slave, like a robot. I need time with my family. I need time for myself. I need mental recovery time. I need sick days. And I need to know that if I stay at home because I'm sick, that I'm not going to lose my job, or that I'm not going to get a promotion, or that I'll be stuck at a level that I'll never be able to progress at, because you don't actually care about me as a human being outside of when I clock in and when, you don't care about me between the time when I clock in, you just care when I'm clocked in, and as soon as I clock out, you don't care about it. As long as you show up to work, that's all that matters. All that matters is that there's a body here and that somebody is here working. And if it won't be you, it'll be somebody else. And you want to act that way about people taking the time and the energy that they need to build their families. And, if you want to create a future that has mentally stable workers, some of these parents need to be at home showing up for their children. Some of these parents need to be able to take sick time and go home and recover their bodies. Your workers can't just sit there working in factories 24 hours a day, producing your products, working us half to death so that we can produce the products, consume the products, and go right back into producing the products. No leisure time, no nothing. And then the leisure time we do have, it's sitting in front of a TV, paying for streaming services, paying for all of this that we also control, to tell you that this is the way that you get away, because we won't give you time to recover. We won't give you sick time. We won't give you time to spend time with your children when you have them. We won't give you vacation time. But what we will give you time, you have plenty of time to go home, eat the manufactured, steroid-filled, sugar-pumped food that we give you and we allow you to eat. Spend zero time with your friends and your family. Sit down in front of the TV or in front of your phone scrolling, because that's the only vacation, unplugged time that you have. And all of those things are things that we control, that we need you to consume so that you can come back to work and produce the products to keep yourself in this feedback loop of never actually being a real human being. The problem just isn't within us, you guys. Our world and the place that we have built around us really is built to consume us like products. We're not human anymore, right? We're not people anymore. We're just customers. We're just consumers. We're just producers and consumers and numbers on a sliding scale of their $1 billion. Oh, but they get time. They get summer homes. They get multi-million, multi-billion-dollar homes. They get a summer home in the Maldives. They get a yacht that they get to take rest time on. When they get sick, they get to go home. They get to stay home. When their wives have children, their wives get to have time off and get to recovery and have good health care. They're not stupid, and they know the importance of it because they give it to themselves. But if they're busy giving it to them, How are they going to let us have it? Because the only reason they can have it is because they build it on our backs. Come on now. This is a paradigm shift. Unlimited potential, sacred mission initiated. This is a sacred call to heal this within ourselves. Thus, it will heal this wound within the collective. Thus, the material 3D world will reflect that healed energy. Heal this within yourself. And if each of us are working on healing this within ourselves, then the people who make the laws, then the people who run the companies, then the people who do that will also change. You are, come on now. You are the answer, be guided to your purpose. Mary Magdalene, you are the sacred vessel for this healing. Many of us are here to heal this wounding in the paradigm. Call to action, power surge, earth mission. Come on now. I'll show you that Mary Magdalene as well. I like how too, because I noticed here, and I don't know why this is important, but it's standing out to me that, because it's something that I've noticed too. I noticed it in the last reading that I did that there was in the depiction of Jesus that's in here too, in both Mary Magdalene and in Jesus. Unlike most of these other imagery, there's a breeze, like a wind blowing within both of these imagery. Right? Because if you notice, with most of the rest of these, their hair isn't moving around, their outfits aren't changing and moving around. They're pretty solitary, but, right? They're pretty solitary within most of these. I mean, Kali, her hair is kind of all wild and changing around, but most of these, they're pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of movement in the clothing or in the hair. But in both of these, in both Mary and Jesus, in both of these, there's both like a wind, a breeze blowing. And look how it's blowing in the same direction too. There's movement and change happening here in the collective. Healing energy, right? Jesus, with this Jesus masculine energy here of when you serve, the universe serves you. When you give, the universe gives back, right? You're in that masculine energy of giving and you receive. And here, Mary Magdalene, go within. You are that feminine vessel, right? The answer is within. It will guide you to your purpose. You know? Yes. Lady Portia, overcoming limitations, karmic release, let go of the need to be right. Come on now, right? That's what we're talking about here. Releasing this karma, releasing the shadow energy here within both the feminine and the masculine energy here. Releasing this wounding here. Overcoming the limitations. Right? Beautiful. Divine mission. Come on now. Divine mission. Knock, spirit's calling. Knock, spirit's calling. Hey, okay. Okay. Manifestation vortex. Belief makes manifest. Things attract and create. Come on now. This is exactly what I literally just said. When we change our belief system and we overcome the limitations of this karma, those things and that belief system will manifest into the 3D and will make it here, make it into the 3D. When our belief system change, so too will things around us. So too will the collective and the energy around us that manifest into the 3D. It is within all of us to manifest this new world into being. And then, of course, the marriage card is also my other contract card, right? So we have the courthouse card here that's about contracts. And here we have the marriage card, which is also about contracts. This is a sacred earth mission that many of you here that will be drawn to this, especially if you're still here at the end of this, are being guided to undertake to heal this aspect within both the feminine and masculine. And it will mirror that energy within you. When you heal this energy within you, you heal that energy within the collective. Because there is this energy here of, with this judication energy, and we have here both the feminine and the masculine there represented. And there, the higher power, the official higher power within. God, the universe, source, spirit, laying a type of judgment or a type of like, this karma needs to be released. This is my judgment. You have these contracts to fulfill. Yep. So it's really the energy is like, okay, spirit's like, yep, that's the wrap. Excuse me. All right. That's what I have for you guys. All right. I hope this gave you some love, light, and guidance on your path moving forward. I wish you good luck in cleansing this karma within you as well as within the collective. Okay. Thank you for the healing work. Thank you for the work that you're doing out there. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you to your angel spirits, guardians, ancestors, masters, and guides for guiding you here to get this reading, and for helping all of us here to go through this and to help raise the collective and to make a better future for ourselves moving forward, right? Every person that takes on their own particular missions and healing the collective helps bring about the new world for all of us. Or at least for all of us who are willing to help create it. Willing to help participate in it. Thank you guys so very much for that. Like, share, subscribe. Okay. Comment down below and let me know if this energy resonates for you. If you feel this within your contracts, let me know. Okay. If you forgot to get a personal reading from me, reach out. My contact information is down below. Okay. Oof, my third eye is itching, boy. Oh my God. Woo! Thank you to my angel spirits, guardians, ancestors, masters, and guides for guiding me through this information and through this download, helping me to deliver it to you and keeping me safe while I did so, as always. I appreciate you guys so very, very much. All right. Godspeed out there on your missions. All right. And I will see you lovelies in the next one. All right. Bye.